Type in we start properly in 10 minutes, that might actually kick some people into gear. I'm gonna just say, hey, we start properly in like 10 minutes. That might scare some people into it. We agreed to Friday. You've been a worthy opponent. I want to talk about some spooky, scary bad boys that inevitably got their shit pushed in and out. I need to clean this desk. Oh, well. I'm just reading the comments of episode 75 of Critical Role, and it's fucking funny. That's when they fight the White Dragon. It's fucking... Travis found his new patron, the Dallas Cowboys. Usually love Liam's work, but the accent was off tonight. Oh, man. Jeez, someone fucking timestamped the whole thing. The whole fucking thing. What the fuck? I'm at 144. Oh my. Yeah. Rook's there. Thank God. A player. Bullshit, there's 7 minutes to go. Timmy! Ah, you look like you can never tell your left from your right. Well, I can actually, Jimmy. Someone pissed in my left shoe. So anything that's right ain't smelling of piss. Jazz music stops. The fuck are you watching? Sounds like it. I know. Man, do I have to be lenient on you guys because it's my birthday after the session? Fuck that. Hell no. It's a Monday. Yes. So I'm going to try and be lenient as possible, but what I've put you guys into at the moment, that's going to be a hard one to get out of. Oops. Burn down the poor cleric's house. Hey, you wanna fucking leave? Do you wish to see the Lord? I don't think Helm is very much a traveling type. Oh, I've been fucking swooning over Tasha. I was like, oh my god. It's so good. Fuck. Such a good fucking expansion. Oh, it's so nice. So nice. Man, if I'm so glad they've replaced the Explorer feature for Ranger as an option. Yeah. Sup? Not too bad. We're just currently swooning over the new Tasha's book. That's good, man. Yeah. Range. Just pass it by me. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. Yeah, I fall over a lot. Definitely. Yeah. No idea. I've not seen anything on Blade Singer. As far as I know. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Makes a lot more sense. Still haven't read through Artificer yet, mostly because I just don't want to learn a whole new class. Yeah, that sounds about right. So much stuff. Holy shit. I don't know what that is. I know it's a wizard thing, but that's about it. I was more interested in the Swarm Keeper. Yeah. No, D&D Beyond. We did. I didn't pay a fucking thing. Yeah, it's great. I'm still waiting on my alternate version. Yeah, man, I'm a professional. Which I have not been at for a long time. I could join now if I wanted to, but you guys are still in that sort of, was it Greek sort of epic hero thing? I did give him a shout, and he was like, I've got 5 people. I don't think I can handle 6. I was like, you know what, fair. 5 is like the maximum. That's the absolute bare max. There's no more. You get nothing. Damn. Right. So, stream's nice and active.
It
probably has been for a little while. Happy days. Finally stopped talking about sashes.
Yep, and move, be prepared. There's been a change in YouTube terms of service. You're getting ads in your videos, congrats. But you're not getting paid for it.
I noticed there was quite a big surge in ads. I just don't like that.
That's the thing. They put ads on all videos now, just if you're not a partner, you're just not getting paid for it.
Fuck's sake.
Bullshit. Give me money. This is something that we've worked together on it. Anything we earn gets split. Like, bitch. We're gonna have a live game if it kills us.
Which it probably will at this rate.
Yeah, probably.
So you guys are my book from D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it was on D&D Beyond, and I'm getting a physical copy for my birthday, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah, you're getting the unique cover, aren't you?
Yeah. First one I'll ever own.
Might as well see how much a physical copy would actually cost on D&D Beyond.
It's like, what, $30 or something like that?
Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Oh.
Like, the digital copies cost a lot less, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna adjust my decibels here.
I think it's discounted on the UK Amazon. I'm not sure about US.
Yep, the D&D Beyond Marketplace is one for $30. I still think it's ridiculous you can own a physical copy of the book and to pay again for D&D Beyond.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. It should be that they have like a little QR code or something that you can just scan to get the digital version of it because you have bought it before.
Even if they put the price of the books up by like a $5 or something.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
No.
That's why I don't really use D&D Beyond, because
Oh yeah.
Because again, I only play 5th edition once a week, and that's with you guys.
Mm-hmm. I play it 4 times a week.
So I don't play enough 5th edition to really find it a worthwhile investment to buy it twice.
Yeah.
Granted, there are some games I would buy twice. 5e just isn't one of them. In truth, if it was just the system strength alone, I'd have left Moo's campaign forever ago. However, Moo is fun to play with.
Yeah, if you get to berate me. I'm never offended.
In fairness, you also spend time basically giving us blue balls, like us being level 1 for, I think next week is what, the 11th session?
12th session. 12th session.
Oh, man.
Hey, they were at level 1 at episode 3. So 9 sessions of level 1. If you make it to Little Orchard this session, then you'll be level 2. That is the plan. That's definitely
Good lord. I'm just saying we got a lot of crap done for level 1 characters.
Well, yeah, you guys were like, can we go slower? I was like, oh, yeah.
I mean, that's fine, Moo, but you don't seem to understand the adventure tempo, as it were. Here's a trick: you go faster at early levels, so about about level 3 or level 5, depending on how you want the game to feel. Then you put on the brakes.
It's mostly because there's not been that much combat as well, but now you're in like a combat heavy like sort of circuit, so then
I'm just
justifies it.
saying, not that much combat. I literally punched out a winter wolf and a dire bear.
Yeah, and a cow.
If there is, that cow deserved it.
The cow had it coming. Like a nice fine pair of shoes. Move the mic a little bit further back.
Except we fucked up the skinning and never got that.
It got an okay pelt from it, but that was about it.
Yeah, but the one I killed though, oh, beautiful pelt.
Yeah.
Gonna tan it and wear it as like an animal like a fur pelt coat. Like, you guys ever played Skyrim with the Winter's Coming mod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I want that. Just
I can do that. You could have brought it to the
I mean,
Huntress.
it's as big as I am, so I figure it should cover me comfortably.
Yeah, probably. You could have took
Just
it
like
to
a big night watch cloak.
yeah. If you wanted to do it, you could have handed it to the Huntress in Tiberton, but I suppose you didn't want to stay in Tiberton that long.
I'm talking about the winter wolf we killed, like just last session.
Oh, I thought you were talking
You
about
have to
the
run
cow.
all the way back. Oh no, the cow. I don't care about the cow. Who cares if I punch out a cow?
Sure.
Granted, that cow did almost kill me, but so who cares if I punch out a cow?
No, bitch.
It's the it's the winter wolf that I want to have like turned into like a cloak. Besides that, I guess counting as warm clothing, it's also pretty badass. And I would like to eventually walk to a pit fight with that thing on my back and just throw it off. Throw it off and just, I guess an opener.
Street Fighter music. I'll get the license for Street Fighter music for you specifically.
Good luck getting any licenses from Capcom.
Yeah, that ain't happen anytime soon.
Yep, I just want to throw it in. Yep. I just can't wait to just have that do that whole billowy thing. Cause it's cool.
Get turn it into a cloak of billowing and just have it do it as an action. Where's Jeeves? He said he was going to be here, but all he replied was "Choo Choo Buff Train." I don't know what that means. Oh.
It's gonna be fun figuring it out from the beginning to the end. I think that's probably gonna be like the thing. Like I start just collecting with this character. I generally have like a character because like you should notice this move, but like this is more for our boy Duck. You see, my characters. I try to have my characters collect things when they do their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jerome collected alchemy ingredients because that's what he did. Vincent collected weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we didn't need to use.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I recall, he still had that greatsword that belonged to the guy we decapitated. Well,
yeah.
I should narrow that down a little bit because we decapitated a lot of dudes during that campaign.
I know.
Remember the
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? Oh, good. Like,
yeah.
in Spitz's case, he's probably gonna just basically collect like badass animal teeth.
Sure. I mean,
I'll have that like attached to the cord because now I have a dire bear tooth and now winter wolf tooth.
yeah. If you
Knowing the nature of this campaign, knowing the nature of all your games, I will eventually have a dragon tooth.
Don't think There will be like 2 dragons in this campaign, but they are mostly a sort of background thing that could potentially be an enemy. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
More.
Nothing else. I guess if it's not a tooth, then possibly like a horn.
Oh, could do that.
You know.
There's like oxen and stuff like that in Elysia. I know that. Some
Yep.
horns.
Because eventually I want to get proficiency in cooking tools and brewer supplies, and then basically cook whatever I kill. So who could say no to a flank of Winterwolf?
Vegans.
Vegetarians.
Great. Is your character either of those, Whitney?
No. God, no.
All right then.
One person spits can't get along with pescatarians. I won't eat fish. That's all we have.
Yep. Then we'll never be friends, will we?
I'm gonna give you some friendship light. Damn it, jeez, man, where are you? Started 15 minutes ago. Technically. Well,
remember to cut the initial part of
Yeah, I'm gonna end up trimming it. There's something I didn't know that YouTube had, and it's like a little editor in the thing. I'm probably gonna use that. Yeah. So, I'm just ready to begin. Pretty much, I've got pretty much everything up and ready to discuss some villains and virtuosos. Silence is permeated.
E.
I'm happy enough to begin with you guys. If you're happy enough to proceed with one last person, maybe busy playing WoW.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, unlike every other Phylactery episode, we have segments now. So the first segment is defining everything we're about to talk about, and then we're going to talk about it. So that's pretty much it. So defining a villain, it's basically anything that has opposed the players in all regards, either physically, financially, or just stumbling their progress along, doing stuff in the shadows, having their own motives, etc. Virtuosos is basically just any NPC that is either heroic or sort of stood out to everyone. That's mostly it. Pretty much the quickest definition I will ever do in this entire thing. I'm going to stretch across the 3 campaigns that we've done and use some examples of what we might want to see or what we're trying to avoid pretty much by the end. So yeah, let us move on to the first transitional screen. Spent fucking time making that.
So, Moo, did you get your agenda ready? Because otherwise, we will go on tangent. It's inevitable.
Oh, I've got an agenda. There's room for going off for a while. So, if I put it up, let us see. So, I mean, Rick will be able to answer a bit more questions than Owl will. So, questions to you guys is, when you think of, say, like a villain, what do you think would constitute a good villain in, say, this campaign, where there hasn't really been one as of properly yet?
Well, to begin with, villains don't need to be complex. For them, they can be simple. When it comes to like a good villain for like the players, I, for one, find that the best villains are at least ones that they create themselves, ideally, or ones they, choose to make. That's why I like Kenway so much. Because unlike most other villains that we've had, where we kind of just run into them as part of getting to our own goals, we actively chose to fuck over Kenway whenever we could. And it was like a bit of an interesting dichotomy because he hurt us, we hurt him, and it was like a bit of like a back and forth. The important part is that Kenway never felt like as though we never could. Well, once we got to like mid-level, we never felt like as though we could not handle it. But he still also felt threatening. Like we came up with a reason to hate him of our own accord. And I'm happy you did without him being like cartoonishly evil.
Yeah, I definitely wanted him to be like an actual pirate, like someone that is just out to get you, out for everything you have, and will kill you just to get that thing. There was a lot of more like complex reasons why he was doing it, but I never revealed them because you guys just were like, we hate this guy specifically, want to kill him, how can we do that, and when? I was like, okay, set it up, final battle. So
yeah, which I really enjoyed because it was satisfying to finish him off at the end, simply because this is a villain we made ourselves.
Yeah. As for you, Owl, what you haven't played in any of my campaigns, so what's your like ideal villain sort of makeup, as it were?
Well, the thing is, one of the things I always think about villains is if you can sort of see where they're coming from and sort of almost agree with their motivations but not their actions, you can make a very good villain in that extent. But sometimes it is just very good just being able to play to go against rather the very campy sort of evil for the sake of being evil Skeletor in his fucking evil castle, you know? So it just it really depends on the tone that the game has. I will say that there are very much really good points in sort of having villains that the party create themselves, because it feels a lot more fleshed out and unique rather than having someone who's just kind of like, oh help, this person's been plaguing the realm for thousands of years, please, oh ye adventurers, save us from him. Because like that can be really good and that can be a very good way to play it, but sometimes it is just really good just sort of having other characters develop along with the party rather than them just sort of landing in the right place at the right time, taking a job that leads them to then just go fight a big bad.
Pretty straightforward. You would have fucking loved Kenway then. he was twisted as fuck. He was like,
yeah, I think what made Kenway good is that we established a relationship with him.
yeah.
It was a very negative relationship, but it was there. Not like some ominous villain out in the distance. He's not like Goravax or Tiavax, where we know they exist. We're here to stop them from breaking free and destroy the world. Because he was always like a distant threat. Like even when, at least until he burned down like half of our fort, it was always like a bit of a distant threat. And we had like some certainty in how long it would take for him to come after us, to be a problem. However, Kenway definitely felt like as though he could literally come from almost nowhere, which made him like a more of a visceral threat. Like with Vincent, I never came up with any serious ways to counteract Goravax until we were sure, so like the coming weeks before he showed up. Meanwhile, with like Daron, I was coming up with ways to get around like all of their abilities back when he was like a level 9 it was like a level 9 rookie. I mean, at level the level cap is 30. Level 9 characters are a joke.
Yeah. Artificer is busted at level 30. Fucking it's so busted. But I didn't care.
Yeah, I remember you telling me all the stuff that the party's artificer would make. Was that you, Rick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember Moo just telling me nearly every week, just near the end of last campaign, just all this shit that you were getting up to, and I was just like, that's what Artificer should be.
Yeah, I definitely felt that Artificer needed a bit of development. I was like, you know what, fuck it. If he wants to do it, roll it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it fails. Easy. Because
Yeah, it was like...
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
It was a very fun character. It was a very fun character to play. I could stick out with like new ideas, like how I solved this problem or that problem, and every single thing I made at one point or another became useful, and I loved it.
Okay,
Yeah, so you and Moo sort of work together to sort of figure out what your character's abilities at that point would have been to making stuff, rather than just sort of having the wondrous inventions that you get in the actual class itself.
That was a lot more fun. I literally made essentially a fighter jet.
Yeah. He did Nightingale, which he took apart.
I remember hearing about this.
A robot from the future. Well, from Earth, from the future. It's like fucking hell. Now
we're hearing about him.
That's great, Yodi. Yeah, it's a lot of different. Oh, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna pull up Kenway on the picture on the screen. There he is. Ta-da! Oh, that son of a bitch. Yeah, so because we keep talking about Kenway, I'm gonna adjust this question slightly. For you, Rick, what was the moment you realized that Aaron was the biggest threat to everything that you were doing? And that was like that point you're like, shit, he's fucking definitely gonna do something worse than this to us.
When he killed Cypher.
When he killed Cypher.
Yep, that was what truly convinced me that, that's the bit that convinced me, like, yeah, I'm gonna have to kill him. And here's the thing, unlike most other character deaths, it felt like, obviously the previous NPC deaths were kind of, well, I blame Atlas for those ones. Mm-hmm. Like when the ship basically blew up.
Yeah. But
when Kenway killed Cypher, and no bring her back from that one, I was just like, yeah, this is the one. Because unlike Gorvax, so to a lower extent Ayane, that actually hurt a little bit.
I was like, what is the one thing that thematically works to create a lot more tension between the NPC captain, Atlas, and you guys? Because you guys actually liked Cypher, who made you shit and actually treated you alright, and you went through a little process with her, and it's like, kill her, do it. And having Kenway do that, it definitely spiced the bucket a little bit too much. Tied in really well with Dotrin, though. He got manipulated to shit.
Yeah, it was fun. Which is great, because here's the thing. Probably a good thing that it took a while for Drone to find out what happened to Cypher. Because if he did, he definitely would have killed Dotrin.
Mm-hmm. I think it was revealed...
He definitely would have.
It was revealed when?
Then Atlas. In that order.
It's like near the end of the campaign, I believe.
Yep, that's when he actually found out for real this time. Yep. Still mad, but by the time he could do anything about it, he'd grown to like Dotrin, and Atlas died at the end. Yeah. So, at that point, he was just happy to put it all behind him, take his money, get a nice little automatic vineyard, and perhaps like teach at college or something. Because Thor was the only character for the original party to make it to the end.
Yeah, he was.
So from that end, I imagine for the play, which is how like the game is explained, he was essentially the point of view character.
Pretty much, yeah. That was definitely. We're definitely moving it like Virtuosos.
That play ended on a
nat 80.
20.
Nat 80 for Ludan. Who is a virtuoso by all stretches of the imagination. He was definitely an NPC I didn't want to use a lot of because he had such a bold personality. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah, he was a fun character.
Yeah, and Jeeves still hates him.
Yep.
I don't know why. I just made him. He's the typical bard, but he's actually not like always about it. He's just I just want to write a claim.
Yeah, he was suave, but suave and a bit interesting, which is probably for the best.
Just smile.
As honestly, if Toma did not arrive, I probably would have tried to secure Ludan with Daron, but
Toma was like just a slap in the lap, and you're like, yeah. It's like, is he nice looking? Yes. I'ma have him. You're mine. My liege.
I think Ludan was a half elf, right?
Ludan was just an elf. Never just.
Oh, just an elf.
Just a standard high elf. So you're gonna live a long time.
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
Like the last thing I vetted was literally a prototype to it. It just made me age. It gave me 10 years for every 1 year I aged.
Yeah.
And seeing as how I basically turned to an Eladrin, did a reincarnation shenanigans.
7,000 years.
Yep, 7,000 years. I figure I should invent a real push of immortality by then.
Probably, yeah.
It's like that, or you live long enough to become the villain.
Believe me, I've already set that up for another campaign because something happened to Dotrin.
God.
That he's gonna come back.
Oh, poor Dotrin.
Yeah.
Poor Dotrin.
I did mention it to Yoshi. He was like, "Fucking do it." I was like, "I'm gonna do it."
Immortality's lonely, dude.
It is a very lonely thing.
Doesn't help that he got turned down by his crush.
Oh man, that dragon was great.
Stackthos was fun because he pulled out all the liquor.
Oh yeah, he was just booze. He was like the wine dad. It's great. Do you have booze? Yes.
He has like opens up his coat, pulls out like a big bottle, pulls out like freaking fireball whiskey.
Oh, that was a great little session we had. Just the spring festival in the Fable.
Yeah, it was just like pure role playing. It was like a lot to work with.
And you played
And
Flecky.
it made things. Yeah, Flecky was surprisingly a fun minigame. Which I am surprised. Well, I'm not surprised that Dotrin won. Well, granted, it was Dotrin Daron versus like David and Melia, which was fun. I'm surprised we actually won that though. I figured with his absurd deck score, David would be hitting me every time.
Yeah,
but no.
Yeah. Your AC was bananas, as was Dotrin. Dotrin had an AC of like 32 or something like that, or something crazy high.
What the fuck?
Oh no, that's not the worst one.
Before you
like
get
40.
excited, Duck, here's the thing. Sure, we had I think my AC ended at 42 or something.
Yeah.
Those monsters regularly had plus 40 to hit, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
AC was a dump stat.
I want that on a shirt. I just want it on a shirt so bad. AC is a dump stat.
All my resources into basically damage reduction.
Yeah.
Because that's the only thing that basically kept me alive.
Yeah.
Because trying to dodge a hit was pointless, because we would get hit regardless. AC was a dub stat.
This campaign, it's
Having
definitely not
42 AC is great. When the main bad guy has a plus 45 to hit, not so much.
I mean, there's still a 1 in 20 that you can miss.
Yeah, at that point, I only wore my armor and stuff for the resistance bonuses.
Yeah, you're
Not
wearing
for
it for the
protection.
buffs.
Yep, not
Yeah.
for buffs, not for protection, because he
Understandable.
would hit me anyway.
Fuck.
So I figure if I was gonna get hit anyway, I might as well make getting hit on my end painful for the other guy.
Yeah.
I essentially made a armor Vagifist, but like electric. So each time I get swung at, I did like 50 points of damage to me for like retribution. Granted, with the amount of damage the monsters did in this campaign, it would at most protect me twice. So that's why I needed like other things. It was like a bit of an arms race.
Back to the questioning. It's actually about Aaron. Owl, what was your? I don't know what kind of villains we've encountered. What's your take on Asarak from Tomb?
Asarak from Tomb.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking about him earlier because he's a very fun one because he's one of the like iconic villains in like the D&D lore.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun with that because the whole basis of Tomb is like there's the death curse and you know something's going on, but nobody really knows what, where, or why. And you don't find out until you get to the very end of the campaign. And the thing about Sararak is he didn't care about what anyone was doing unless they actively met him face to face or started fucking up his plan, which they couldn't do until the very end. He didn't care, so he wasn't bothered about giving any foreshadowing or warning or anything like that, because he was so caught up in his own hubris that he didn't think that anyone could actually get to him.
Yeah.
So he was very fun in that because it was just that you and the rest of the party just sort of tried to figure out what was going on and get strong enough to do so, to then find out what was going on. And then once you practically kicked that dude's front door in, said, "Hello, we're here to stop you," that's when he started paying attention. And then he just then when he has his attention on you, he just goes feral and just tries to kill the party.
That didn't happen. He was so close to killing me. And I fucking wiped him.
Yeah, this motherfucker had a sphere of annihilation on him. Like, he was not there to play around. And he knew that he could just kill anyone if he just threw it at them.
Yeah, but he knew no one could actually kill him either, because he's a lich with so many phylacteries. Hence the name of this place, because I'm definitely not a lich. But,
of course. But yeah, he was an interesting one, but at the same time, if you're looking for a campaign that has a villain that you interact with in any way, shape, or form, Tomb really isn't it.
There's not that many like that, though.
Nope, like, Curse of Strahd did significantly better.
Curse of Strahd is a very good one, because Strahd's basically considered to be the best villain that Wizards have ever written.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it definitely proves a point, because Storm King's Thunder completely blurted out who that villain was, because I still don't remember, apart from being a dragon.
It was just an ancient blue that wanted to turn all the giants against each other.
Yeah, that was it.
For her own gain.
What's another villain we've encountered? Dragon Heist had a few different kinds of villains, and I can't quite remember who it was.
Dragon Heist. Well, Dragon Heist sort of depended on what season you game was set in.
Yeah, I know. I just can't remember who we had.
I think we had the Zentarum going after us. It was just the various crime lords
Yeah.
of the city, because they were all trying to get into the vault.
Problem with Storm King's Thunder was that it was very meandering.
Yeah, they sent a fucking hill giant. Was it hill giant? No, it was fire giant. That's what it was. At like level, what, 6-ish? In tribal?
It was 5 or 6, yeah.
Fucking wiped me. That's the first campaign I've ever played in 5e. I was like, fuck! That's scary.
Yeah, Storm King's, it's a very good beginner one, because it sort of gives you a little bit of everything. It can be a bit meandering, yeah.
It definitely, it's got like this little point where you're like just moseying along and it spikes immediately. You're like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I have nothing I can do against this creature. Run. That's it. Apart from mayonnaising everything. That was great.
Oh, that was fun.
Fuck this one guy in particular, we're putting mayonnaise in everything. Pillows, shoes, socks, everything. Yeah, it was definitely a good campaign, so I'm not gonna lie. Princess of the Apocalypse, however, nah. Didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, I tried to play that.
That is so meat grindery as fuck. It's so bad.
Besides that, we had no idea what the hell we were doing at the end, so the group and I collectively decided let's include the DM, not just the players, the whole DM decided, fuck this module.
Yeah, that's what our DM did. He was like, you guys have died so much that you don't really have any ties to what's happening now. We're just calling it. I was like, hey, we're doing Dragon House? He was like, yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm making a bard. Don't stop me.
It basically got bad enough that essentially when we quit, the DM decided, fuck this, didn't want to DM anymore, or at least that game.
Mm-hmm.
I basically took over the server and been running for them. And this was, seriously, we quit back in like June of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, we haven't even looked at D&D book. Not since.
Yeah, there's a lot of different other games out there. Like new Pathfinder's just come out, I think. It's coming out.
Yeah, the thing is, apart from a couple of like little one-shots, I've only got experience with 5e campaigns.
Yeah. Less than me as well. I don't have a clue about anything else. I don't really got any more questions really regarding that. For villains anyway. But Virtuosos, so NPCs. So I'm just gonna keep Owl on the line here and just say, because you've played this campaign, what is the most standout NPC you've encountered so far, Owl, in this campaign? And I know who it'll probably be.
I'm probably either going to go with Stick or Rankin.
Stick isn't a fucking NPC. Stick is a stick.
He's a stick. He's got personality.
Let's see. This campaign or any campaign?
Well, for Owl, definitely this campaign or any games that we've played previously. You, Rook, it be any campaign that we've run.
Let's see. I'll break them down by numbers in that case.
Sure, go ahead.
First campaign. So my favorite NPC was definitely Huri Geldar.
Huri, yeah. Huri.
Yeah, but that's because Huri was awesome. That, and I low-key ordered around a God of the Hunt, which is dope.
Bossed around Sazaros without even knowing it. It's like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, once Vincent drops in about a decade from Campaign 3, they'll be bossing him around. Campaign 2. Yeah, I'm still gonna say Kenway. He slightly edges out Ludan, but only slightly.
I mean, he had some, like, things he actually did for you. Can't quite remember what they were because it was so long ago.
Yeah. Oh, there were like a lot of good NPCs in Campaign 2. Although I admit keeping them all straight was challenging. Especially when we literally met like almost all the crew at the beginning. It got easy once they started dying or going missing.
Yeah.
Or getting sacrificed by druids, like, well, poor Jericho.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
Yeah, he just forgot about him, and Bucket is now currently feasting on his bones.
Wait, Bucket's eating Jericho?
Oh yeah, Bucket was on that island. You met Bucket.
Dang, just eating Jericho.
Yeah, just whatever remains. That's in the future, though.
Well, I have to kill Bucket then. Alright, add it to the list.
Kill Bucket.
Yep. Look at this way, if I kill Bucket, your throat will thank you. Will thank me.
Oh, believe me, I'm telling a story through that intros sequences that we do, and eventually Bucket and Anchor won't be there. It'll be someone else. Right.
Probably for the best, again. Because Bucket is a paladin that worships a slot machine.
Yes. Lady Luck. I worship a Lady Luck!
And apparently is also psychotic because he's eating a sentient humanoid, meat.
Yeah.
Even Drow don't do that.
I was surprised that you put out Kenway as an option there, because I would have thought it would either have been Tank or Jessica. That would have been the other ones that came to mind.
Oh, Jessica was fun. I liked Jessica. Although I'd say I definitely disliked Esmer.
Yeah, that was the intention. Maybe a clear contrast.
They were supposed to dislike Esmer, obviously, but I did not like Esmer. Like, both in character and out of it. Let's just say that this is why I'm not this is why if it weren't for like the ridiculous amount of money got offered just to walk away, I'd have been very upset at the end of the last campaign if we were basically like, alright, great, now get out. By of all people, Esmer friggin' drinks. By the way, here's some money though. I'm like, oh, never mind.
Bought you out.
Yep, she bought me out because everybody has a price. In my case, it was a vineyard with a vineyard and some time alone with Tomo, who I guessed at the moment is still the boyfriend, but might one day be the husband. We'll see.
Yeah, it depends. Probably have to do a Ran wedding. Go and see the great co-author. Be like, hey, can you do it? Sure.
Yeah, probably won't get too much.
Nah, it's probably just more of a formality for his side.
Yeah, wonder who's gonna walk him down the aisle though. That's the problem.
Tank. He's just wearing like a dress as well. So you don't talk about this anytime soon. It's got like the veil and everything. I'm gonna give him a big smooch for you. Make it nice and sloppy. Someone is trying to call me. Go to fuck.
Off you fuck.
Yeah, I will join later. I'm busy.
I gotta say, it's hard when you're at the top.
I have like all that. I definitely think your options are definitely well justified. For like, oh well, I'm not sure about Stick. Later on, you'll be like, yeah, Stick as an NPC. Later on, probably when the personality comes out a little bit more. But
For now, it's probably Vankin.
Yeah, for campaign 3, yeah, at the moment, winner is Vankin.
yeah, I'd just make Vankin like the friendly barkeep that has a very horrible past. So why not? You want
Yeah.
You want some
Although
meat?
I do think that in campaign 3, I love the character dynamics, like especially more so now.
Speaking of
It's
characters,
like in campaign 2, it took us like an in-universe year to get to the amount of comfort that our characters have now, which is great.
yeah, it's definitely got some progress. Only one thing I need for like total understanding of your character dynamic, I need Coronar's backstory. I still haven't got it yet. I just need bullet points, dude. Just give me them, please. We're 12 sessions in, please.
He has amnesia.
Extensive background, not something Jeeves did. Granted, you know how my backstories for my characters are. I tone that down a lot for Spitz.
Yeah, you
Mostly
just.
part because I do expect him to legit, for real this time, die at some point during the story because, well, he is taking like he's basically a character that I think will either be glorious or dead, one or the other.
Well,
Because notice that like my last two characters were cautious. Like Vincent deferred to experts a lot. Throne was the expert. The Spitz, he's just a risk taker, which I think is a lot of fun for characters. He just ate the fruit because it looked delicious, and let's see what it does. Otherwise, we just spent half an hour trying to figure it out, trying to make nature checks in vain to like, what do we do about this fruit? It's like, I eat the fruit. Fuck it.
Darian Peach, fine.
Yep, I will try the chest, open the door.
I'm
Just not gonna worry about it.
definitely interested to see where the villain aspect will start to come in. Probably once you reach Blind Warden in Elysia, once you cross the river. Probably. Just want to see how naturally the villain will grow. So I don't have one planned because it's impossible. Because you guys just dip and dive everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm leaving it to the wind.
Yep, we completely forgot about Dick Stroke.
Ah, fucking cheek straws, man.
Dick Strauss, yeah. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
remember
Everyone just calls him Dick Stroke, and I'm like, it's cheek straws. Like, there's a lot of villains that are forgettable. Like, to me, personally, it's not my turn question, but it's more like, out of all the villains that are forgettable, the Evergreens, forgettable to me. I completely forgot they existed. Because Kenway just took the limelight. He was like, I'm here. And I was like, who's that, Evergreens?
Oh, the Evergreens. I forgot about them.
Yeah, they died in session 20 of last campaign, which was like 57 weeks before the finish.
Yeah, 57 weeks and like 1.5 years, like IRL. Yeah, I forgot about those guys.
Aaron stole the limelight. That Hans and Nasrai were just such a good villain core. And now, the only person that survived is Savala, so you gotta go after him now.
Oh yeah, like I imagine David's looking for Savala.
They're never gonna find him. He's never gonna find him.
Yeah, probably not. It just depends. Is Savala gonna try and get revenge on us now?
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't want us to actually try to kill him. And also, I imagine Savala's the type, again, who's more interested in money than camaraderie.
Definitely, it's money. It's the money base. Very money.
And he knows there's no money trying to come after us now.
Yeah. Unless someone pays him to try and kill you. Which, you're under a certain jurisdiction of just this year, so you can't touch it.
You have diplomatic immunity.
Diplomatic immunity.
And also, every PC is hella dangerous on zone.
Yeah, that's like a one-man army right there.
Oh yeah, because like if the Dotred dragons up, Savala will be well paced.
Oh yeah. Don't give me
David will beat him at his own game if he can catch up to him. And I would experiment on his ass.
Probably.
Oof. That's horrible.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
our characters were not good people.
Oh, no. The characters aren't even
Granted-
good people now. They're like semi-okay.
Yeah, we're like all right.
Ambiguous.
Granted,
Yeah.
I would say that when it comes to like good versus evil, I mean, Durone's lawful neutral, but he leans towards good. But he's not devoted to a good cause or making goodness the right way in the world. He essentially twists his own fate so his legacy is, well, more of a positive one. Mainly because the way I've set this character up, basically, kill and heal in equal and efficient measure.
No, your current characters beat everything up so it can't beat you back.
Yeah, which is always going to be fun. Although the irony is, despite I'm trying to make him take risks and do dangerous things,
I think, yeah, he's definitely
think
a
I'm
step
the old-
away from what I've seen in the previous campaigns.
yeah, like bow archer, then like Vincent was basically just an archer, shoot from distance. And granted, it's had a ton of hit points, but I never really had to use them. In fact, one time I remember Vincent going down in combat was when he crit failed the wisdom save against Toll the Dead.
Yeah.
Oof.
But hey, he survived. After that, he basically never went down again.
That's the thing with ranged characters. Like, sometimes they just don't get hit at all.
Yeah. You see it a lot. Like, everyone that runs in will probably die. The people that are at the back might. And then the ones that are really far back, they're never touched.
Yeah.
Yeah,
First we had like Bran to like take in like all the melee DPS.
Yeah.
Well, Bran and later Sophia after like Yoshi's first character died.
Yeah.
So wasn't that big a concern. Also, instead of 10 hit points. Fitz, however, is part of the front line. But everybody else is like playing frontline characters too. So it's just like, alright, I got backup.
Yeah, I think the only person that's a ranged character in this campaign is Winnie, who has one spell slot.
And plus, like, you went Hexblade, or you're planning to go full Pact of the Blade, and go all in, or you just like...
I am planning on doing that, yeah, because it's a class and subclass that I've never played in a proper campaign before. But the thing is, she definitely has the potential to be ranged. I think her abilities are going to lend themselves more towards, like the class abilities are going to lend themselves more towards melee, but her spells will lend her more towards range, so she'll mix it up depending.
Yeah.
Yep, that's cool. And if you want, you probably should talk to me about some of the invocations. 'Cause some are just like not worth taking, regardless.
I have adjusted
Like
a
for
few of them.
starters, like a lot of the invocations that give you like a free use of a spell with a warlock spell slot suck ass. Like you can, like Feat for 5 Fates sucks. Like you cast Bane with a warlock spell slot once per long rest. I'm just like, what? It's too weak to be worth it simply because it always costs you something. So like, you should either do this.
Yeah, like
Feat for
Master...
5 Fates should just either add Bane to your spell slots, or allow you to cast it once per long rest. That's it.
Yep. Which is
Also,
what I wasn't
Armor of
interested in.
Shadows is also really bad.
Yeah. So is Fiendish Vigor. That's the worst one. It's like, hey, you got a D4 hit points.
Oh, it's D4 plus 4. Like, I've made my own adjustments to, like, some of them. I'll send them over to me if you want. Because, like, Warlock is literally my favorite class. Most of them, because I think it has the most flavor, despite, ironically, never actually playing a Warlock in Moose campaign. In fact, my next character is basically going to be either a Binder or just a Witch.
I could do Witch. I've done some stuff.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, like, I went with... Yeah, I'm doing with Witch. Which, this is a character with a more complicated backstory. That's because her survival chances are significantly higher than Spit's.
Yeah. And then Q Spitz surviving while everyone else dies.
Oh no, that would genuinely drive. That would genuinely drive him nuts. 'Cause I do have an idea of what I'm gonna do with Spitz, if specifically Henry does. So like he cares about like the rest of the party, like he likes you all. But if y'all dropped, he wouldn't be too broken up over it.
But Henry's his brother, right?
Essentially. Like, I'm not sure whether I would, basically, in a nutshell, if Henry dies, I'll start taking levels in Barbarian instead.
If you want to.
Understandable.
Just that he cries when he rages.
Don't really have any more questions regarding this. So, I'm gonna pass this over to the next scene, as it were. Now it's your guys' turns to ask me some dumbass questions about villains and virtuosos.
Alright. Simperella, here's a good one. How many villains have you come up with that we never actually met, besides Dickstroke?
Through all of the campaigns.
All the campaigns.
I'm gonna exclude Dickstroke, because you know about him. You know. About 8.
8.
Yeah.
8.
Can't remember all of them off the top of my head. I just know, like, because I'm like, campaign 1 had a different path that you could have taken instead of having like dragons at the end, or not having vampires as the first boss. So it was like 2 of them.
So you sort of set up like various things rather than just you go to this place and this is the bad guy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like at the start of campaign 1, you fight a vampire in a tower, which is Nemlin's tower in Redmark, which is in Gunnery. Vampire there, blah blah blah, sends off a message. The guys killed the bird, killed the vampire, and found out a little bit more about her, and then just sort of went on their way. And then over time, the vampire thing started to become more of a known aspect. I was like, okay, they've sort of picked up on that, we'll drive that forward, and then eventually they fought them. I was like, okay. They could have went to, and then they went to the Underdark. They never fought Eidolon, who is what is actually the name of the person, not the creature. Who's the Dark Prince, as comparison to the Sun Prince. Could have fought him.
Is the Dark Prince the one who our bartender gave me that lovely rum from?
No, that was from the place where the Sun Prince runs, which was Revacel. The other place is called Umbros, which is a different place, which is about 300 miles apart underneath the world, which I still need to map out, but I hate drawing caves. What's another one? Zarakaras, the Lich Queen from the second campaign. You could have went to the gates of Zarakaras because some shit was going down there, but you never went near there.
Yeah, we never did. I remember asking for a necromantic death zone, and now I know that we never actually got near it.
You never went near it, and I was like, man, I made this whole thing for you guys, and you never went near it. What else? Another memorable one that could have come to mind.
Because I remember asking for basically like that exact scenario.
There isn't.
But we never did it. I figured you just forgot.
No, I never did. It's actually on the map of Andorral. I think it's in one of the places. I think it's not the city.
I probably should just stuck a piece of the orrery there, because we would have gone there for it.
I could have. I really could have put the orrery there. I think another. When you fought the Evergreens, who were meant to be in campaign 1, but a different name. Sozumul was meant to be a villain.
Oh, okay.
But
Really? He ended up becoming just a normal NPC for us.
yeah, because we got along with him. I was like, that's sometimes you'll meet NPCs that are kind of assholes because they're meant to be villainous, and then you just get along with them. I'm like, you know what? They're taking a shite. I'm just gonna make him a nice person.
Oh yeah, we got used to good old Sozumul. Heck, I even
Let's try to kill him, but because he was an ancient vampire, he's immune to being killed. You can drop him to 1, and he stays at 1 for ages. He won't go to 0, never does. He just sat there.
Oh, darn, I had a fucked up plan for that too.
Yeah, I know. You told me about it. I was like, that's fucked.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, fuck it. There are lots of ways you can kill an ancient vampire, like dipping them in acid, burning them to crisp, turning them to mulch so they can't regenerate, cutting them into pieces, and separating every last inch of them from different corners of the world. That's another way to do it.
And I just picked the worst way to do it.
There's another villain. You know what? I'm gonna omit this one because I've reskinned them for here in case. I have reskinned this version.
Alright, here's you. Blink twice at the camera, and I'll punch him in the face.
Give you a little wink and a wiggle.
Is that a promise?
Maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, stuff it, why not? What's Moo's camera works on both Roll20 and on Twitch? Totally. I don't watch the Twitch stream because that causes me to lag like crazy with Roll20 up.
Yeah, it doesn't work for Roll20 when I'm on OBS. It just sucks. For some reason. Don't know
I
why.
find the camera works until tokens start getting added.
It does that sometimes. I don't know why. Other villains. There's a few villains that I did set up for this campaign for Vatha, but they're no longer in the picture because you decided not to go there. So I've kept them behind for a rainy day. There's a villain that I've only recently come up with for this campaign, which you kind of have met-ish, maybe. That's about it. There's not really that many memorable ones come to mind.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So many of them.
Yeah, you cycle through ideas. It happens.
Yeah. I've definitely done the same thing as I did in the first campaign, created like pockets of villains that can potentially naturally grow, but I'm trying to make a villain that was better than Kenway. That's the intent. I have to up every time to make this most fleshed out monster of a person that's like, we gotta kill this dude. And it will happen. Full on
Obviously.
do something that you're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna kill this.
Yeah, we have to kill. Yeah, keep him interesting. We have to kill him. Oh, what I did like about Yane was I did not feel good about killing him. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
Great.
he was definitely a villain that made us all cry because that was such a sad ending to his entire life. I was like, holy shit. Oh man, I think we were all crying. Yeah. Oh my god. He was around since like the start almost. The stranger. Man, never gonna bring him back. Even if you go back in time.
Yeah, definitely not.
I made him have a cameo in the second campaign as a ghost, but that was it. Yeah, I don't have any other villains I could think of. Not that I know of.
Oh, sure, we'll have time. Sure, you have time to come up with more. And hey,
More ways
self-improvement.
torture.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. If they wanted to torture, all I have to do is just keep us at level 1. Because
I mean,
I'm
he's
just
doing a good job of that, isn't he?
yeah, he is.
Next session, you will probably level up. Just make it a bit larger.
Fuck guy.
God. I'm just saying, yeah, because like being a level 1 sucks because I do not have access to, any moxie. Like, it's by feature, it's by thing. If I have some moxie, I can get stuff done. I can throw more punches. I can add 10 hit points.
Yeah. You'll definitely need to be a higher level to try and get across the river because it is an encounter hotbed. So you've got to make sure you've got enough HP and enough abilities to actually take care of them. So that's the key. Any other queries about villains or NPCs that sort of stick out?
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
More from a player aspect.
Yeah.
What have you found have been the best villains that you've went up against? Or are the best themes that you've found in villains that you find the most sort of engaging to have while playing a game yourself rather than DMing them?
Best villain of anything I've played in D&D, it was definitely Asarak, which you ran in Tomb of Annihilation, because his it was just always there. I felt that he was always there, and playing the characters, I was like, man, he's here. And then eventually I went to that orb thing, and he was there, and I was like, oh shit, like just voice like, shit, I'm in trouble. So
yeah, he never made any effort to actually like interact with you, but he knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you were in Omu, like he knew.
Oh man, Omu's great. Great fun.
Yeah.
Enter his realm and you are not but a plaything.
I don't know what other the themes of villains that I've encountered. I've only ever played actual modules. I've never played something that's been homebrewed, so there's not to flack on wizards a little bit. Their villains are very by the book, in my view. They're very just page turners.
Well, Duck, you gotta step up.
Seems like it.
Most of the themes I have uncovered, it might just be down to like playstyle being different from DM style and not picking up on the sort of themes of something. What sort of themes have I felt? Greed is definitely like one of the ones I pick up on all the time. Xanathar, he's full of greed. The dragon from Storm Kings, full of greed and envy. Asarak, mostly just like, I'm just above you and you're my little playthings. Have this curse. What else? Princess of the Apocalypse, kill them all. That's it.
Yeah, one of the most interesting villains I ever came across was it was like a campaign. I think it was like 2nd edition actually, so quite a ways back.
Yeah.
And I remember like we were basically living in a city, and we essentially helped, well, basically a group of paladins gain political power in the situation because we were like the stereotypical good guys. But hey, this city will be managed by paladins. Everything will be great. And then, the head paladin kind of went nuts. And basically turned, the city into an endless state of martial law, harsh punishments, strict ruling, etc. We ended up actually turning against him, but he still kept all of his powers. So, and I found out what happens when when one paladin shanks another paladin. Nothing.
There's another villain that comes to mind. Themes. I think it was.
Turns out paladins can kill the shit out of each other as long as they both are doing their version of the right thing.
That's what makes a lawful evil paladin very ambiguous. did the wrong thing, but you believe it's right, so okay. I can't remember their name, but it was in the Ack Inc. campaign. And that that wizard guy. What was his name? He kept on fucking with us.
Fuck. Was that the guy in the lighthouse?
Yes! The lab in the lab.
Shit.
That son of a bitch! Maggie was not happy. Salad!
Yeah, the acting book is a really good one, simply for the fact that you kind of know who you're going up against.
Yeah. It's like...
But, holy shit, are they just so hard to pin down? Like, they'll be there, then they'll fuck off, or you'll appear somewhere and they've already done their shit and you're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that was pretty much our whole thing. But we had a pet mimic, so that was great. Chester was awesome.
Was great. Chester was the best.
Yeah, just like, hey.
Is that how you got the idea for the mimic that was basically eating Dotrin?
Oh, the mini mix? No, actually. That came from Tomb of Annihilation with the scorpion armor, which is the best fucking thing I'd ever had. Because I was stripped of all my armor, and it was the only option I had. So, my understanding is, I will just put it in front of me like, he's gonna fucking try and do it and take a shitload of damage, probably die, and I didn't. I was like 2 HP.
You succeeded on the save.
I had like 2 HP left after it fucking garroted me. But I had this kick-ass scorpion armor that can come off at will. So it's cool.
Yeah, scorpion plate, but when you put it on, you have to make a con save or take just and you take a shit ton of damage. But it,
was this a bit like the Heart of Karnava?
Kind of, yeah. But that was more like you replace your heart. This thing is, you stick on the armor and it injects you with so much poison that it could kill you. And it eats you if you die in it. Which is kind of fucked up.
It was kind of like the, are you a fan of, like, Star Wars The Old Republic?
Yes.
You know Darth Bane's, like, Orbalisk armor that kind of, it was living and it covered him, but it just basically was draining him at the same time.
Oh.
It was kind of like that, but it was just a one shot of the damage rather than it progressively eating you. But it was like these living plates that would just latch onto the wearer and dig themselves in to the flesh to become living armor that moved with you.
Yeah, it was fucking cool. And then I proceeded to beat the shit out of an ancient god, pretty much. And that stupid Kubrick space baby.
Yeah.
Fucking space baby. Fuck that.
All you gotta do now is take the armor off.
Just go, I'm one now, and it just goes, just let you know. It's great.
So it just slides right off.
Yeah, just
that's great.
But when you put it back on, it will poison you again.
Yeah.
Probably try to avoid taking it off then.
Yeah,
Oh,
much.
yes.
Yep. Drink a potion of poison resistance. Make your con save. I don't think I know any other themes of villains. I definitely have a preference to having a villain that is, you don't see what they're doing all the time, but it's impacting how you proceed. So, say you're after a specific thing, but that person's also after that specific thing, and they beat you to it, and then you don't know who they were, and you arrive to pick up the thing, and it's not there, and this person describes that person. You sort of have the alarm bells ring, like, shit, that was that guy, fuck. It's like, we go catch him. It's like, where'd he go? That way. Okay, we're going that way. I'm gonna fucking find him. Just villains that fuck you about a little bit. I just love them because you're like, I just want this guy to get out of my fucking way. It's the best kind of villain for me. Well, in my opinion, as a player. As a DM, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? Whatever works in this campaign and whatever goes with the flow, and let's see who's on the wheel of villains. You got Unicorn. Huh?
He's gonna try skewer you.
Like a fury corn. Flaming horror, just demonic. Nightmare unicorn. I'll do that shit. Yeah, pretty much. That's about as much as I can answer that question. How much more I can do with that? As far as I know. If he's got any other questions, I'm happy to answer before we wrap up soon.
Sure, Mill. Why are the stats for your villains so absurd?
Right. There is a reason to my madness sometimes. Campaign 2 especially, because it was like, I could put something in that has a shitload of HP and you could wipe it in no time. Or have something out with lower HP and a high AC. And then there are certain situations where they both had to be high. Because I was like, you guys have high level, high damage output. You hit things really easily, and your minimum amount of damage is like, what, 300 a round? So...
Fucking hell.
So I was like...
Yeah, I kind of knew we jumped the shark the minute... See, I had like a crossbow that, fired just one alchemical bolt like around. Then I knew the game officially jumped the shark. The mood changed it from 1 to 5. I'm like, oh. At that point in my mind, I'm just like, oh. At that point, I'm just like, oh, look at that. There's the ramp.
Yep. Yeah, because there was 3 formats of that. It was Agony, which was the first one, Misery, which was the second, and Torment, which was the last. Man, that damn crossbow. That was the main thing that jumped up everything's damage. In this campaign, I've already built some potential villains stat blocks, and they're pretty much just based on vanilla stat blocks with a couple of differences to AC and HP and ability scores, and that's it. Nothing too fancy. But now with the new book out, I'm going to reread them and see what I can adjust to it. Maybe a new maneuver from the Battlemaster, or maybe use the new rogue cunning action, the city aim. Use that maybe. Stuff like that. It's all a matter of perspective from my side. I'm like, I don't want you guys just to rush in, wipe the floor with everything, and then just walk out like a piece of cake, and you guys to be bored with just mashing attacks against something. But I am trying to figure out how to make dynamic things in Roll20 to make things a little bit better. I'm still
Yep, I can understand. Yep, I can understand that.
This campaign, no crazy strong mythic monsters, unless you're going after some fate points. Then there's some crazy fucking monsters.
And it looks like Henry and Yoshi have to live with having no fate points.
I've designed them kind of like Monster Hunter monsters, where you never see their HP or their AC, but they'll attack you. And you have to hunt them down and track them and research them. So
That would be fun.
yeah, if you wanted to.
Yeah, but fate point is the only thing we're getting, because remember, it's not like everybody gets a fate point.
That'd be the only thing you get.
One
like,
person
Yeah.
gets a fate point.
Yeah, you find other things, like stuff from that creature, treasure loot that they've taken off of dead people, or like at their nest where people have tried to kill it and they've left pieces behind. Stuff like that. I'm not gonna just leave you just with 1 point and just to be like fighting over it.
Well, it'll be a toss-up between, if they're still alive, Henry and Lucius as well. Because I know that Coronar, Spitz, and Winnie should still have fate points.
Should have 1 left.
Yes.
Yeah, a fate point.
Yeah. What I'll end up doing is just rolling a d20. 1 to 10 is Henry, and 11 to 20 is Lucius. It's like, it's randomly determined. And then if one person gets that fate point and there's only one person without it, they get it. And then once you've all got it, you just sort of mill amongst yourselves to see who gets it. best way to do it. Yeah, there's definitely room for my crazy creations in this campaign. If it's an optional thing, though. Ugh.
A couple of raid bosses.
A couple of raid bosses, yeah. Don't worry about it.
I'm worried.
It's optional. You should be worried about your fucking life choices if you go after them.
Yeah, we're not taking on anything fateful at level 1, that's for sure.
No, I said,
Well, actually, we can. We just wouldn't live very long.
yeah, I would say like level 5 onward should be okay. It'll be hard, but you could do it.
Yeah, we'll probably hang Fire Troll a bit more established, I think.
Yeah, I would get a little bit more personal story out. Find an actual villain. Yeah.
What level is Campaign 3 going up to?
Roughly 18. Roughly.
Okay.
Depending on what happens, I may push it up or down. Depending.
Sounds good.
Because deadly creatures tend to be at least 3 levels to 5 above you. So, depends on whereabouts we stand on endgame stuff. Figure it out. But the rate we're moving at, you'll probably be level 2 for 5-ish to 6 sessions. Roughly. Yeah. Depending. No other questions, guys, or?
Not that I can think of.
Alright.
I will spare you for now.
Spare me for now. Alright. It's fine by me. And, yeah. Pretty much it. Then the next Phylactery episode will be out in 2 weeks, either on a Monday or a Friday, depending on who's available and what's happening. And they figure out what we're going to discuss. Doesn't even have to be D&D. Could just be random shit now, if we wanted to. Don't know.
No problem. Just give me a good topic, and we'll go on enough tangents. We'll go off on enough tangents that we'll forget we're actually doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
about
we
it.
just shoot the shit for a while.
I mean, that's what... Like, chances are, because I've had to drop the Dungeon Master's Diary, we could potentially just put that into this and just discuss our feelings about the previous session and see where we go from there, and then just talk about a random subject. I'll be happy enough
Yeah,
to do it.
I should really get around to going through the VODs and putting in like a decent set of notes. Mostly because like I've been, keeping track of party notes. But basically, I kind of stopped around the time we covered up the murder. I covered up a murder. I really should probably find the VOD and finish that out.
No, I was just flicking through images in the background because I had villains lined up, and the one villain I forgot about was Krieg. Krieg, man, that was a monster.
Yeah, important to Dotrin, but we were gonna kill. But yeah, my character still wanted to kill him.
He went out almost entirely brain dead. Beating the ever-living fuck of a guy had one int for a while, and then he got it back, and he just beat the shit out of Dotrin.
One int, one wisdom, one charisma.
Yep, and then he.
That's all you need.
Yep, and then Sudrael used one of her wishes and broke it, and just reset him and beat the shit out of Dotrin in the process. Dotrin lived.
Honestly, the world would have been better off if he killed Dotrin.
Might have been.
Well, if he did kill Dotrin, we probably would have brought him back anyway.
Yeah.
Or depends on how much we know about turning into a dragon. Granted, that'll be some other PC's problem. Probably because I don't think any of the old PCs will be that interested in stopping Dotrin at this point. Nope, it's like, oh yeah, he's basically our friend. Granted, if he comes by a bird by orchard, I'm gonna kick his ass. But at the moment, it's whatever. Let the new heroes deal with it.
Don't really have much else to say apart from thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll join us in a couple of weeks or on Sunday for the next Realm War session. The gang will hopefully make their ways to the orchard and drop off Charlie, finally.
What's up,
If he doesn't die.
I have not got my work schedule yet, which always makes me nervous. So we'll see.
We'll see. I know. And as always, stay safe out there, adventurers. Goodbye.
Bye.
Later.